Hello guys, how y'all doing today? Got another video from Redneck Ways coming your way. This is going to be probably a part one to many to come. This is my first radio. It's it's around the 43 or 44 Zenith. It was excuse me. It was probably one of the first radios portable. The advertisements was like they would advertise it been played on a train, airplane, cars. It's got this big old antenna which I'll show you, and it showed that antenna like stuck to the train window. Pretty crazy stuff. But it's it's electric and also it's battery, which all the when I bought it, all that has been disconnected and on the battery part. So one day I would like to try to find at least a replica of the batteries, so I can make them. Even if I had the printout of the actual size or whatever, I could maybe make them out, like take a block or something and then cut the paper. You know what I mean? Make a like a prop battery set for it. But I've had this radio on the back burner for quite some time because I really don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I guess I should start at the beginning and explain what's wrong with it. Well, when I bought it, it came in on a very, very rainy day. And the FedEx, it was either FedEx or UPS. I wasn't here, so I don't know which one did it. But they said it on my, instead of just taking it back with them and trying to come back the next day, they put it on my back porch. Which at the time I didn't have a dog, so I don't really know why they didn't put it on the front porch where it's a nice covered area, which my back porch is too, but I'll get to that. But they put it on the back porch on the edge of the steps. They didn't push it back by the door. Well, like I said, it was a rainy day, and I'm talking, it was heavy rain. And my gutter on the back porch is not the best. I mean, it's good for like a light sprinkle or a light rain, but anything more than that, it has this big stream of water, and it comes straight down onto the porch. And right where that water comes down is where he set this radio. It was just in a cardboard box. There was no padding, nothing at all protecting it. It was shipped from Arizona. So I walked back there. I was patiently waiting for this thing, and it seemed like it took forever. But that day I got off work, I came home, and I thought for sure it would be there because I tracked it, and it was supposed to have been delivered. Well, it wasn't on the front porch or nothing. Like I said, we never get mail around back. Our mail boxes around front and everything. We never get mail around back. I mean, we kind of do now because of our big dog, which I understand. And I fixed that problem where it won't get wet, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, my son, he was leaving that evening, and he just happened to see a box sitting on the back porch. And he carried it around front. I hope this don't interrupt, guys. I have my Bluetooth earphone in, and I got to hang. I just hung it up. I hope I didn't mess up the volume. But anyway, he brings me in a soggy box, barely holding together, and it's my radio. So I'm thinking the worst, And I get it in here, and I get it all open and everything. And luckily, there was no damage. I don't know how it didn't get wet. It got a little damp on the very bottom, but nothing to complain about. I mean, it didn't hurt it any. And it was dry within an hour. But that's the story of it getting here. Well, I brought it in, and I played it, I think, for a month. I didn't have Variac or nothing at the time, so I didn't have nothing to even bring it up on when I first plugged it in. But luckily, when I plugged it in, all the tubes lit up, and it started playing, and I noticed that it was going to need some capacitors or something because it had a real bad. It was like I don't know how to explain it. It just seemed like it wasn't getting on station right. So I knew it was going to need some work, but I still every once a week or so I would play it. Well, then I put it up. I got busy on other radios, so it got put aside and it wasn't plugged in for a long time. Well, one day I thought, well, I'd like to see how Zenith how it's playing, and look at it and see what I was going to need to do to put new capacitors in. Well, I plugged it in, and this time I did have a variac, and I brought it up, and I brought it up real slow. Well, when I turned the daggone thing on, the tube, which is, let me see which one it was, LB4, this one here, it just it glowed like a nuclear bomb went off. Bright. And then, so I hurried up and shut it down. Now, I've checked the filaments with the multimeter, and it's saying this tube's still good, but I'm very doubtful it is. But that's where I'm at today. Well, so what I'm thinking that happened, I've already took some of the ultralytics out, which is this one here. This has got a need my glasses. Always need my glasses anymore. Alrighty. This one has a 40 at 150 volts and a 20 at 150 volts capacitor inside this ultralytic. There's two ultralytics inside this one here. So I put it away because I had no idea how I was going to do this. Replace this here. So I've watched a lot of videos and stuff, and I'm kind of confident that I can do it now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Dremel tool and cut around through here and pull out these old capacitors. Now, I went on the inner streams and tried to find the ultralytics for this. There's not a match out there. And the ones I did find that would come close to the 150 volt is pretty pricey. And I'm not really for sure that, this is going to fix this. That's what I'm saying. This is like a part one of many, many probably videos to come, because it's going to be kind of, touch base as we go, because I'm not really for sure if this is going to work. But that evening that I was about ready to order 2 capacitors for it, I got thinking to look at my capacitors, which I had in the past. I looked through everything I had, and I had nothing 150 at 20 and 150 at 40. Excuse me. But something just told me to look one more time. Well, I had found an OTV and no flat screen TV, and I took it apart. Which, for a note on that, guys, if you take any of those apart, make sure you don't. They still have a charge on them sometimes. I got lit up on this one. It was just like the thing was plugged in. It was a big shock. But anyway, I kept the boards off of it, and this is the one I have left. I think there was like 3 or 4 different boards, and I've lost a few. My son's cleaned up around the house and tossed some stuff out, but I do have this one. And I got looking, and I have these, get my pointer. These right here, these are 150 volt caps. Actually, Let me get it's 160 at 100 UF. So I think I have 3 of those on this board. Or maybe it's, no, I have 2. I got 2 exactly what I need. I have this one and this one. So what I'm going to attempt to do is plug in the soldering iron and remove these, and I may have to add a little bit of a lead to them, make it a little longer. And I'm going to attempt to use these caps, these ultraletics, in place of these old ones and get it wired in. Now I have a little. I'm kind of worried because I don't know exactly which way the negative and the negative side would go on this. So I'm gonna have to probably look up and see if I can find some video to explain, which way the negative comes off these, or does it? Sometimes it don't matter, but I think for the most it does matter. So that's something I'm gonna have to look into. So that's what I'm going to get into here in a few minutes. I say today, working on it, we may get lucky and just get this part, get the caps back in here. I'm thinking they'll fit. They should. Because this right here, I'll show you. It's the main. If this is not on the chassis of this radio, that chassis is not going to look good at all. It's going to look all butchered up. And so I've got to try to use this. So I'll have to get them caps inside there. So let's kind of look at the radio a little bit before I get started on that. It's got a nice grill cloth in it. There's no stains. It's good and clean. Looks like it's been closed up for most of its life, actually. Now it is missing the leather handle, and the badge is a little faded here. But yeah, I wish I could find a leather handle for it. Maybe one day one will pop up. The dial glass, that's not glass. It's some kind of polyurethane or something. It's a plastic. And this radio, it doesn't have any type of light inside or anything. I say the purpose of that is because it's probably mostly run on batteries, and they didn't want anything else to draw any juice. But it does have this little nifty on and off. Let me see. See if I can get it in there. My lighting's horrible right here in this spot. It goes when you turn it off, and then when you turn it on, it pops up. Kind of comical. So there's the front. Then it all closes up, and it's got these nice latches. They called this like airplane skin, or some kind of aircraft. The covering. It had an odd name, I thought. Alright, let's open this up. Alright, guys. Here's that antenna I was telling you about, that in the advertisement they would hang it up in like a train window, whatever. It's got, look at them pins. It's got big old pins, and they go in right here. That's where the antenna fits into. Back in that very corner is where that those two ultraletics set, and here's where that tube sets. So you can see what I'm talking about. This chassis won't look right without that. Now, when I got this home from the people that I bought off of, I noticed that this speaker transformer had been replaced. It has a Chinese, looks like, transformer. So that was a little disappointing. And when I saw that, I thought it had been recapped. but it hasn't. So let me see. I don't think I still. I think it's unscrewed. It should just pop out. Well, I gotta take the knobs off. And it still has its felt padding behind the knobs. Alright, this should set it. This should come out pretty easy now. I don't think anything else is holding it. Alright guys, there's the speaker. It looks like it's got a 6-inch speaker in it. Like I said, that was replaced. And they didn't do a good job replacing it, because when I got, of course it could have just happened in the mail. That was off. I had the JB weld that back to the basket, to the speaker. But this little sheet here, that is asbestos. And it really needs probably go. But once I get this thing all back in and hopefully working, I won't have to have that out. And I hope I didn't stir up anything. So I'm going to close that up, because I'm not going to inhale any of that anymore. Alrighty. Let's put that back down here. Get my sub. Put it back on. There. Alrighty. So this is what we're going to be working on here. Now, I documented this pretty well when I took it apart. It's got a pretty neat plug-in on it. But it's been almost a year since I took it apart. So I'm going to have to dig out. I made some sketches. Plus, I've got a couple videos that I had kept. Here's underneath it, guys. It's also got these ultraletics. This whole thing right here, that needs to go too. All these probably need to go. So, I mean, this little problem here may not be my problem. I'm kind of beside myself on it, guys. I don't want it to, tear it up. No more than what I've already got a part. But I do know that's going to have to be replaced. That's probably, now I'm thinking about it, my biggest problem. And I don't really see anywhere where it says. It looks like the numbers are not there anymore. So, but this is the first part, guys. Let me get some things going here, and see which way I'm going to go with this. I mean, I may put those caps back in. I may just put these back in there for now. Hook it back up, and try to figure out what the numbers are on this, and change this. Sometimes they call it a firecracker, because I bet you that's probably what was my problem more than this. So we'll just have to do this as we go, guys, and hopefully we come up with a good ending. So let me get this back in place, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Alright guys, I've got this hooked up to 6 volts. So So let's turn the multimeter on and turn this up. Now I've got it grounded and I've got it going to one lead here, and it just popped off. Of course it would with the camera rolling. Scoot everything back. Alright, we're in focus. Put this back on the ground. You know, everything's popping off now. Alright, I got that grounded. Let the ground go. It's my ground. This is my positive. Here's my thing's not want to cooperate, guys. Alright. That's my power. Or you see, positive goes to that, and this is positive. So I need to hook ground. Blues to the yellow. So that means it's the ground. So this is the ground here. So I'm using that as a ground. Sorry guys, just make sure I plug this in right. I'm gonna just ground it there, and then this goes to my meter, and then I'll put the power to it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Some weight. Alright, let's turn up the power a little bit. Alright, we're not getting anything there. Let's see, I'm just trying to test this thing, guys. And let's put the power over here. Nope, no cigar on that one. Put the power here. I just want to see if this is stable. Let's see where it stops at. We're up to 170. We've got about 3 volts on it right now, open line. So let's switch it over here. I did this off camera, and it did stabilize. I don't know what it's doing. Why it's doing this now. Not getting any voltages there. So switch all the power on this side. And we'll ground it here. And we'll see what it does. It's about 6 volts. I'm not getting a darn thing. Alright, let's move it around. Let's ground it here, ground it here, and then we'll put juice on this leg. So the ground and the juice. Let's see what that does. And nothing. Alright. Well, let's move it around. Let's put the negative here. And we'll put the positive here. I know, guys, I got my wires backwards on the leads there. Very confusing. Just confusing me. Alright, got that's the power. That's the ground. There, 0.21. Let's turn up some volts. See, it stabilizes. That's about 6 volts. It's coming down. So, at 1.29, let's turn on up to the full 6 volts. Well, when I did that, there we go. That's 6 volts right there. So I think these capacitors inside this is pretty good. They're not over. They're not going outside, you know. It's stable. So I think I was getting ready to do a boo-boo. So I'm going to put this back in, get it all soldered back in place. I had to drill this out. It had rivets. It was riveted in, so I got some brass nuts and bolts. We'll get that put in. If any of you guys out there that know what the heck you're doing, you know, I'm always open for comments. And if you're seeing this, I mean, write in the comments, tell me if you think this is also good, and that I should just put this back in and get that firecracker ultralegs out of there and replaced. Because I think that's what I need to do. So yeah, it's stable. You guys see that multimeter? I've been sitting here probably this whole time. Probably can't see it. No, can't see it. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I should have been paying attention. I need a little mirror back there so I can see what y'all seeing. But it's stable at 1.61, and the ultralight are supposed to be one of them's supposed to be 40 at 150, and 40 at 150, and the other one's 20 at 150. Which when we that's what it was doing, because the first time I had it hooked to that one, to the 100, probably the 120, and it did the same thing. And then this one's the second one, so I checked both of them, and they both stabled out right there, right about at 1.61, and I'm running 6 DC volts through it. Alright guys, like I said, this is a part 1 or probably many to come. I'm going to go ahead, I probably will upload this, because hopefully there is some guru out there that knows, knows their radios, and can maybe send me a comment telling me that, yeah, that's probably the best thing to do is put this back in and go the other route and take that firecracker out and replace it. So thank you all for watching, guys. It's always fun. Always fun making these little videos. I hope you all get some kind of enjoyment out of it. If anything, a good laugh and a good chuckle. Till next time, guys. I'll see you then. Bye.